Hello, welcome to the tutorial for iBais Certificate of Currency. Today we'll be covering how to produce certificates of currencies or confirmations of insurance for various types of policies. What you're seeing at the screen at the moment is the client processing screen. I've selected the client that I want to produce a certificate of currency for. The first thing I need to do then is select the policy. So clicking on the memo number column for the policy that I want to highlight that one. Underneath you'll see the Select Inquiry menu, and in there is the Certificate of Currency option. Certificate of Currency can only be produced for policies that are current and active, so you won't be able to produce one for a cancelled policy. Select Certificate of Currency from the menu and the Certificate of Currency screen will display. The top of the screen just displays some information for you that comes from the policy. Things like the policy class, who the insured is, the insurer, and policy number and so forth, as well as the start and end dates of the policy. You can input who the signatory on the certificate will be, and that will actually print at the bottom of the document. You can input the sum insured. This is a free text field, so if you're putting various items on, you can just put the word various, but if you're just putting one specific item on your certificate, then you can just list the sum insured for that particular item. So in this example, I've got a sum insured already filled in. The addressee is the person that the certificate of currency is going to be addressed to. You can put just a name or a name and fax number or a name and postal address if you're mailing it to somebody. The interested parties field allows you to capture who the interested party is on the policy, whether that's the bank or the lessor or whoever it might be. Then you have the covering details field. Now this field allows you to either itemize particular things to print on the certificate, or if you prefer on a Sunrise policy, for example, you can leave the field blank and the entire text schedule for the Sunrise class will print out there. But if the policy class is not Sunrise, if it's a field-based policy, then you would need to populate in here what it is that's covered that you want printed on the certificate of currency. So in my example, I have that it's the building that's been covered, and I've captured that in there. At the very bottom, I have the situation field where I can capture the situation of that building. Once I've input all the data that I want to include in my certificate, at the very bottom I have the option to preview, email direct if I have an email address for the client, and print. I'm going to preview my document today, so I'll just click and generate. The document preview screen displays for me, and then once it's ready I can click to select it. This brings up my document, which is in PDF format, which I can then forward on to the person that I want to send it to, or save it and or print it out. Now if the policy class that I want to produce a certificate for is a text-based class, there is an extra option available for me in the Certificate of Currency screen. I'm just looking at a different example here. You'll see that in this screen the word schedule is replaces the word covering, and it's an underlined hyperlink, so I can click on it to select some extra information. What that will do then for me is display the text from my schedule, and I can go in and make any changes. So for example, if I just wanted to include the building, I could go in and delete the rest of the text and just have the building display. Whatever I've done to that screen and accepted is then populated into the schedule field for me, and that will form the basis of the covering section on the document. I then again have the option to preview, email, or print, and I'm going to preview again. Once my document is ready, I can click to open it up, and you'll see that the text that I filled in or that I saved in the screen is populated in there for me. The last example that I want to show you is when you have HTML schedules. If you are using HTML schedules, when you're producing a certificate of currency, you will have a schedule hyperlink on the left-hand side, and you will also have a clear schedule button on the on the right. If you click on the schedule button, your HTML editor screen will be called and your schedule will be displayed for you. Again, in here you have the option to edit anything, so if you wanted to remove sections of it, you can do so, or you can leave it as is, just tidy anything up that you want to, and then when you save, that information will be populated into the schedule details field for you. It's not editable in this format because that's not an HTML editor, so any editing you need to do is only via the schedule hyperlink on the left. If you did want to clear the schedule out entirely and just type in the actual item that's covered, the clear schedule button on the right hand side will allow you to do that. Once you've populated the data that you'd like to move across to the certificate of currency, again you can select to generate the document by preview, email or print, and again I'm just previewing mine. When I bring the document up for the HTML schedule documents, there is a slight difference. The front page will be the normal certificate or confirmation of insurance, and the second page will be the actual schedule that's been carried across from the HTML. Once you've opened the document, you can again preview, print or email it on to somebody. You can save it locally on your machine and send it on to whoever you need to send it to. And that's the completion of our certificate of currency tutorial. Any of those options are available to you, and depending on the class of risk that your policy is, the system will display the appropriate screen for you. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that's covered in this tutorial, you can contact the support team by logging a support call from the Log a Support Call icon displayed on your home screen. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye.